Amoretti and Epithalamion. By Edmund Spenser, written not long since by Edmund Spenser. ***, printed for William POSBONBY. 1595. G.W. Senior, to the author. ***, these commendatory sonnets first appeared in the first folio edition of Spenser's entire works, 1611. G.W., as Todd conjectures, may be George Whetstone. c. Dark is the day when Phoebus' face is shrouded, and weaker sights may wander soon astray. But when they see his glorious rays unclouded, with steady steps they keep the perfect way. So, while this Muse in forraine land doth stay, Invention weepies, and pen are cast aside. The time, like night, deprived of cheerful day, and few do right, but too soon may slide. Then is thee home, that art our perfect guide, and with thy wit illustrate England's fame, daunting there be our neighbours' ancient pride, that do for poesy challenge chiefest name. So we that live, and ages that succeed, with great applause thy learned works shall read. Colin, whether on the lowly plain, piping to shepherds thy sweet roundelays, or whether singing, in some lofty vein, heroic deeds of past or present days, or whether in thy lovely mistress praise thou list to exercise thy learned quill, thy muse hath got such grace and power to please, with rare invention, beautified by skill, as who therein can ever IOI their fill. Therefore let that happy muse proceed to climb the height of virtue's sacred hill, where endless honor shall be made thy meed, because no malice of succeeding dales can raise those records of thy lasting praise. GWI, Unior. Amoretti. These sonnets furnish us with a circumstantial and very interesting history of Spenser's second courtship, which, after many repulses, was successfully terminated by the marriage celebrated in the Epithalamion. As these poems were entered in the stationer's registers on the 19th of November, 1594, we may infer that they cover a period of time extending from the end of 1592 to the summer of 1594. It is possible, however, that these last dates may be a year too late, and that Spenser was married in 1593. We cannot be sure of the year, but we know, from the 266th verse of the Epithalamion, that the day was the feast of Saint Barnabas, June 11th of the Old Style. In the 74th sonnet we are directly told that the lady's name was Elizabeth. In the 61st, she is said to be of the brood of angels, heavenly born. From this and many similar expressions, interpreted by the laws of anagram, and taken in conjunction with various circumstances which do not require to be stated here, it may be inferred that her surname was Nagel. C.I. Happy, ye leaves, when as those lily hands which hold my life in their dead doing might shall handle you, and hold in love's soft bands, like captives trembling at the victor's sight. And happy lines, on which, with starry light, those lamping eyes will deign sometimes to look, and read the sorrows of my dying sprite, and happy rhymes. Bathed in the sacred brook of Helicon, whence she derived is. When ye behold that angel's blessed look, my soul's long lacked food, my heaven's bliss, leaves, lines, and rhymes, seek her to please alone, whom if ye please, I care for other none. 2. Unquiet thought, whom at the first I bred of tinward bale of my love-pined heart, and scythens have with sighs and sorrows fed, till greater than my womb thou waxen art, break forth at length out of the inner part, in which thou lurkest like to viper's brood, and seek some succor both to ease my smart, and also to sustain thyself with food. But if in presence of that fairest proud thou chance to come, fall lowly at her feet, and with meek humbless and afflicted mood pardon for thee, and grace for me, entreat, which if she grant, then live, and my love cherish. If not, die soon, and I with thee will perish. 3. The sovereign beauty which I do admire, witness the world how worthy to be praised. The light whereof hath kindled heavenly fire in my fraile spirit, by her from baseness raised, that being now with her huge brightness dazed, base thing I can no more endure to view. But, looking still on her, I stand amazed at wondrous sight of so celestial hue. So when my tongue would speak her praises due, it stopped as with thought's astonishment, and when my pen would write her titles true, it ravished as with fancy's wonderment. Yet in my heart I then both speak and write the wonder that my wit cannot indite. IV. New Year, forth looking out of Janus gate, doth see me to promise hope of new delight, and, bidding told adieu, his past date bids all old thoughts to die in dumpish sprite, and calling forth out of sad winters night fresh love, that long hath slept in cheerless bower, wills him awake, and soon about him dight his wanton wings and darts of deadly power. For lusty spring now in his timely hour is ready to come forth, him to receive, and warns the earth with divers colored floor to dick herself, and her fair mantle weave. Then you, fair floor, in whom fresh youth doth reign, prepare yourself new love to entertain. L. Dumpish, mournful, v. Rudely thou wrongest my dear heart's desire, in finding fault with her too portly pride. The thing which I do most in her admire, is of the world unworthy most envied. for in those lofty looks is close implied scorn of base things, and disdain of foul dishonor, threading rash eyes which gaze on her so wide, that loosely they nay dare to look upon her. Such pride is praise, such portliness is honor, that bolded innocence bears in here eyes, and her fair countenance, like a goodly banner, spreads in defiance of all enemies. Was never in this world aught worthy tried, without some spark of such self-pleasing pride. Tried, found. V. Be not dismayed that her unmoved mind doth still persist in her rebellious pride. Such love, not like to lusts of baser kynd, the harder won, the firmer will abide. The dureful oak whose sap is not yet dried as long ere it conceive the kindling fire. But when it once doth burn, it doth divide great heat, and makes his flames to heaven aspire. So hard it is to kindle new desire in gentle breast, that shall endure forever. Deep is the wound that dints the parts entire with chaste effects, that naught but death can sever. Then think not long in taking little pain to knit the knot that ever shall remain. Entire, inward. 7. Fair eyes. The mirror of my mazed heart, what wondrous virtue is contained in you, the which both life and death forth from you dart into the object of your mighty view? For when ye mildly look with lovely hue, then is my soul with life and love inspired. But when ye lare, or look on me askew, then do I die, as one with lightning fired. But since that life is more than death desired, look ever lovely, as becomes you best, that your bright beams, of my weak eyes admired, may kindle living fire within my breast. Such life should be the honor of your light, such death the sad ensample of your might. 8. More than most fair, full of the living fire kindled above unto the Maker ne'er, no eyes, but yoys, in which all powers conspire, that to the world not else be counted dear. Through your bright beams doth not the blinded guest shoot out his darts to base affection's wound, but angels come to lead fraile mins to rest in chaste desires on heavenly beauty bound. You frame my thoughts and fashion me within. You stop my tongue and teach my heart to speak. You calm the stormy that passion did begin, strong through your cause, but by your virtue weak. Dark is the world where your light shine never. Well is he born that may behold you ever. Ix. Long while I sought to what I might compare those powerful eyes which lighten my dark sprite. Yet find I not on earth, to which I dare resemble teamage of their goodly light. Not to the sun, for they do shine by night, nor to the moon, for they are changed never, nor to the stars, for they have purer sight, nor to the fire, for they consume not ever, nor to the lightning, for they still persever, nor to the diamond, for they are more tender, nor unto crystal, for not may them sever, nor unto glass, such baseness mought offend her. Then to the Maker's self they lickest be, whose light doth lighten all that here we see. X. Unrighteous Lord of love, what law is this, that me thou mockest thus? Tormented be, the while she lordeth in licentious bliss of her free will, scorning both thee and me? See how the tyranness doth ioi to see the hue massacres which her eyes do make, and humbled hearts brings captive unto thee, that thou of them mayest mighty vengeance take. But her proud heart do thou a little shake, and that high look, with which she doth comptrol all this world's pride, bow to a baser make asterisk, and all her faults in thy black book enroll, that I may laugh at her in equal sort as she doth laugh at me, and makes my pain her sport. Asterisk make, mate. 11. Daily when I do seek and sow for peace, and hostages do offer for ray truth, she, cruel warrior, doth herself address to battle, and the weary war reneweth. Nay will be moved, with reason or with ruth asterisk, to grant small respite to my restless toil. But greedily her fell intent forsooth of my poor life to make unpitied spoil. Yet my poor life, all sorrows to assoil, I would her yield, her wrath to pacify. But then she seeks, with torment and turmoil, to force me live, and will not let me die. All pain hath end, and every war hafh peace. But mine, no price nor prayer may surcease. Asterisk Ruth, pity. 12. One day I sought with her heart thrilling eyes to make a truce, and termaze to entertain. All fearless then of so false enemies, which sought me to entrap in treason's train. So, as I then disarmed did remain, a wicked ambush, which lay hidden long in the close covert of her guileful eyne, thence breaking forth, did thick about me throng. Too feeble I to bide the brunt so strong, was forced to yield myself into their hands, who, me captiving straight with rigorous wrong, have ever since kept me in cruel bands. So, lady, now to you I do complain against your eyes, that Eustace I may gain. 13. In that proud port which her so goodly graced, whiles her fair face she rears up to the ski, and to the ground her eie lids low embaseth, most goodly temperature ye may descry, mild humbless mixed with awful majesty. 4. Looking on the earth whence she was born, her mind remembereth her mortality, whatso is fairest shall to earth return. But that same lofty countenance seems to scorn base thing, and think how she to heaven may climb. treading down earth is loathsome and forlorn, that hinders heavenly thoughts with drossy slime. Yet lowly still vouchsafe to look on me, such lowliness shall make you lofty be. 14. Return again, my forces late dismayed, unto the siege by you abandoned quite. Great shame it is to leave, like one afraid, so fair a peace asterisk for one repulse so light. Gainst such strong castles needeth greater might than those small forts which ye were wont belay asterisk, such haughty minds, inured to hardy fight, disdain to yield unto the first assay. Bring therefore all the forces that ye may, and lay incessant battery to her heart. Plaints, prayers, vows, ruth, sorrow, and dismay. Those engines can the proudest love convert, and, if those fail, fall down and die before her. So dying live, and living do adore her. Peace, fortress. Belay, beleaguer. 15. Ye tradeful merchants, that, with weary toil, do seek most precious things to make your gain, and both the Indias of their treasure spoil, what needeth you to seek so far in vain? For lo, my love doth in herself contain all this world's riches that may far be found, if sapphires, lo, her A's be sapphires plain. If rubies, lo, here lips be rubies sound. If pearls, here teeth be pearls, both pure and round. If ivory, her forehead ivor a ween. If gold, her locks are finest gold on ground. If silver, her fair hands are silver sheen. But that which fairest is but few behold, her mind adorned with virtues manifold. 16. One day as I unwarily did gaze on those fair eyes, my love's immortal light, the whiles my stonished heart stood in amaze, through sweet illusion of her look's delight, I mote perceive how, in her lancing sight, legions of loves with little wings did fly, darting their deadly arrows, fiery bright, at every rash beholder. Passing by, one of those archers closely I did spy, aiming his arrow at my very heart, when suddenly, with twinkle of her eye, the damsel broke his misintended dart. Had she not so dune, sure I had been slain, yet as it was, I hardly scap it with pain. 17. The glorious portrait of that angel's face, made to amaze weak men's confused skill, and this world's worthless glory to embase, what pen, what pencil, can express or fill? For though he colors could devise at will, and eke his learned hand at pleasure guide, least, trembling, it his workmanship should spill, yet many wondrous things there are beside. The sweet lances, that like arrows glide, the charming smiles, that rob sense from the heart, the lovely pleasance, and the lofty pride, cannot expressed be by any art. A greater craftsman's hand thereto doth need, that can express the life of things indeed. Else spoil. 18. The rolling wheel that runneth often round, the hardest steel, in tract of time doth tear, and drizzling drops, that often do redound, the firmest flint doth in continuance wear. Yet cannot I, with many a drooping tear and long entreaty, soften her hard heart, that she will once vouchsafe my plaint to Hera, or look with pity on my painful smart. But when I plead, she bids me play my part, and when I weep, she says, tears are but water, and when I sigh, she says, I know the art, and when I waylay, she turns herself to laughter. So do I weep, and wail, and plead in vain, while she is steel and flint doth still remain. Redound, overflow. 19. The merry cuckoo, messenger of spring, his trumpet shrill hath thrice already sounded. That warns all lovers wait upon their king, who now is coming forth with girland crowned. With noise whereof the choir of birds resounded their anthems sweet, devised of love's praise, that all the woods their echoes back rebounded, as if they knew the meaning of their lays. But mongst them all which did love's honor raise, no word was heard of her that most it ought. But she his precept proudly disobeys, and doth his edel message set at naught. Therefore, O love, unless she turn to the air cuckoo end, let her a rebel be. XX. In vain I seek and sow to her for grace, and do mine humbled heart before her pour, the whiles her foot she in my neck doth place, and tread my life down in the lowly floor asterisk. And yet the leon, that is lord of power, and reigneth over every beast in field, in his most pride disdaineth to devour the silly lamb that to his might doth yield. But she, more cruel and more salvage wild than either leon or the lioness, shames not to be with guiltless blood defiled, but taketh glory in her cruelness. Fairer than fairest, let none ever say that ye were blooded in a yielded prey. Floor, ground. 21. Was it the work of nature or of art, which tempered so the feature of her face, that pride and meekness, missed by equal part, do both appear t'adorn her beauty's grace? For with mild pleasance, which doth pride displace, she to her love doth lookers' eyes allure, and with stern countenance back again doth chase their looser looks that stir up lusts impure. With such strange termes asterisk her eyes she doth allure, that with one look she doth my life dismay, and with another doth it straight recure. Her smile me draws, her frown me drives away. Thus doth She train and teach me with her looks, such art of eyes I never read in books. Termes, extremes, 22. This holy season, fit to fast and pray, men to devotion ought to be inclined. Therefore, I likewise, on so holy day, for my sweet Seine some service fit will find. Her temple fair is built within my mind, in which her glorious mage placed is, on which my thoughts do day and night attend, like sacred priests that never think amiss. There I to her, as taughter of my bliss, will build an altar to appease her wire, and on the same my heart will sacrifice, burning in flames of pure and chaste desire, the which vouchsafe, O goddess, to accept, amongst thy dearest relics to be kept. *ie Easter, 23. Penelope, for her Ulysses' sake, devised a web her wooers to deceive, in which the work that she all day did make, the same at night she did again unreave. Such subtle craft my damsel doth conceive, t'importune suit of my desire to shown, for all that I in many days do weave, in one short hour I find by her undone. So when I think to end that I begun, I must begin and never bring to end, for with one look she spills that long I spawn, and with one word my whole year's work doth rend. Such labor like the spider's web I find, whose fruitless work is broken with least wind. 24. When I behold that beauty's wonderment, and rare perfection of each goodly part, of nature's skill the only complement, I honor and admire the maker's art. But when I feel the bitter baleful smart which her fair eyes unwares do work in me, that death out of their shiny beams do dart, I think that I a new Pandora see, whom all the gods in council did agree into this sinful world from heaven to send, that she to wicked men a scourge should be, for all their faults with which they did offend. But since ye are my scourge, I will entreat that for my faults ye will me gently beat. 25. How long shall this like dying life endure, and know no end of her own misery, but wast and wear away in termes unsure, twixt fear and hope depending doubtfully? Yet better were at once to let me die, and show the last ensample of your pride, than to torment me thus with cruelty, to prove your powery, which I too well have tried. But yet if in your hardened breast ye bide a close intent at last to show me grace, then all the woes and wrecks which I abide, as means of bliss I gladly will embrace, and wish that more and greater they might be, that greater meed at last may turn to me. 26. Sweet is the rose, but grows upon a brier. Sweet is the iunipere, but sharp his bough. Sweet is the eglantine, but pricketh ne'er. Sweet is the furbloom, but his branches rough. Sweet is the cypress, but his rynd is rough. Sweet is the nut, but bitter is his pill. Sweet is the broom flower, but yet sour enough. And sweet is moly, but his root is ill. So every sweet with sour is tempered still, that maketh it be coveted the more. For ease of things, that may be got at will, most sorts of men do set but little store. Why then should I accompt of little pain, that endless pleasure shall unto me gain? *ie raw, crude. *pill, peel. 27. Fair proud. Now tell me, why should fair be proud? Sith all world's glory is but dross unclean, and in the shade of death itself shall shroud, however now thereof ye little ween. That goodly idol, now so gay beseen shall doff her flesh's borrowed fair attire, and be forgot as it had never been, that many now much worship and admire. Nay any then shall after it inquire, nay any mention shall thereof remain, but what this verse, that never shall expire, shall to you purchase with her thankless pain. Fair. Be no langer proud of that shall perish, but that which shall you make immortal cherish. Beseen, appearing, 18. The laurel leaf which you this day do wear gives me great hope of your relenting mind. For since it is the badge which I do bear, ye, bearing it, do see me to me inclined. The powery thereof, which oft in me I find, let it likewise your gentle breast inspire with sweet infusion, and put you in mind of that proud maid whom now those leaves attire. Proud Daphne, scorning Phoebus' lovely fire, on the Thessalian shore from him did flee, for which the gods, in their revengeful wire, did her transform into a laurel tree. Then fly no more, fair love, from Phoebus. Chase, but in your breast his leaf and love embrace. *ie, as poet laureate. Lovely, loving. 29. See how the stubborn damsel doth deprave my simple meaning with disday and full scorn, and by the bay which I unto her gave accomps myself her captive quite forlorn. The bay, quoth she, is of the victors born, yielded them by the vanquished as their meeds, and they therewith do poets' heads adorn, to sing the glory of their famous deeds. But sith she will the conquest challing needs, let her accept me as her faithful thrall, that her great triumph, which my skill exceeds, I may in trump of fame blaze over all. Then would I dick her head with glorious bays, and fill the world with her victorious praise. XXX. My love is like to YSE, and I to fire. How comes it then that this her cold so great is not dissolved through my so hot desire, but harder grows the more I her entreat? Or how comes it that my exceeding heat is not delayed by her heart frozen cold, but that I burn much more in boiling sweat, and feel my flames augmented manifold? What more miraculous thing may be told, that fire, which all things melts, should harden YSE, and YSE, which is congealed with senseless cold, should kindle fire by wonderful devies? Such is the power of love and gentle mind, that it can alter all the course of KYND. Delayed, tempered. 31. Ah! Why hath nature to so hard a heart given so goodly gifties of beauty's grace, whose pride depraves each other better part, and all those precious ornaments to face? Sith to all other beastes of bloody race a dreadful countenance she given hath, that with their terror all the rest may chase, and warn to shun the donger of their wrath. But my proud one doth work the greater cath through sweet allurement of her lovely hue, that she the better may in bloody bath of such poor thralls her cruel hands embrew. But did she know how ill these two accord, such cruelty she would have soon abhorred. Scath, injury. 32. The painful smith with force of fervent heat the hardest wiren soon doth mollify, that with his heavy sledge he can it beat, and fashion to what he at list apply. Yet cannot all these flames in which I fry her heart, more hard than wiren, soft a wit, nay all the plaints and prayers with which I do beat on tanvile of her stubborn wit, but still, the more she fervent sees my fit, the more she freezeth in her wilful pride, and harder grows, the harder she is smit with all the plaints which to her be applied. What then remains but I to ashes burn, and she to stones at length all frozen turn. 33. Great wrong I do, I can it not deny, to that most sacred empress, my dear dread, not finishing her queen of fairy, that mote enlarge her living praises, dead. But Lodwick, this of grace to me a read. Do ye not think t'accomplishment of it sufficient work for one mon's simple head, all were it, as the rest, but rudely writ? How then should I, without another wit, think ever to endure so tedious toil, sith that this one is toast with troublous fit of a proud love, that doth my spirit spoil? Cease, then, till she vouchsafe to grant me rest, or lend you me another living breast. *ie Lodowick Bryskett. 34. Like as a ship, that through the ocean wide by conduct of some star doth make her way, when as a storm hath dimd her trusty guy out of her course doth wander far astray, so I, whose star, that want with her bright ray me to direct, with clouds is overcast, do wander now in darkness and dismay, through hidden perils round about me plast. Yet hope I well that, when this stormy is past, my Halise, the lodestar of ray life, will shine again, and look on me at last, with lovely light to clear my cloudy grief. Till then I wander careful, comfortless, in secret sorrow and sad pensiveness. *ie. Cynosure. 35. My hungry eyes, through greedy covetise still to behold the object of their pain, with no contentment can themselves suffice, but having, pine, and having not, complain. For lacking it, they cannot life sustain, and having it, they gaze on it the more, in their amazement like Narcissus vain, whose eyes him starved, so plenty makes me poor. Yet are mine eyes so filled with the store of that fair sight, that nothing else they brook, but loath the things which they did like before, and can no more endure on them to look. All this world's glory seemeth vain to me, and all their shows but shadows, saving she. 36. Tell me, when shall these weary woes have end? Or shall their ruthless torment never cease, but I'll my days in pining languor spend, without hope of assuagement or release? Is there no means for me to purchase peace, or make agreement with her thrilling eyes, but that their cruelty doth still increase, and daily more augment my miseries? But when ye have shewed all extremities, then think how little glory ye have gained by slaying him, whose life, though ye despise, mote have your life in honor long maintained. But by his death, which some perhaps will moan, ye shall condemned be of many a one. 37. What guile is this, that those her golden tresses she doth attire under a net of gold, and with sly skill so cunningly them dresses, that which is gold or hair may scarce be told? Is it that men's frail eyes, which gaze too bold, she may entangle in that golden snare, and, being caught, may craftily enfold their weaker hearts, which are not well aware? Take heed therefore, mine eyes, how ye do stare henceforth too rashly on that guileful net, in which if ever ye entrapped are, out of her bands ye by no means shall get. Fondness it were for any, being free, to covet fetters, though they golden be. 38. Arion, when, through tempest's cruel rack, he forth was thrown into the greedy seas, through the sweet music which his harp did make allure to dolphin him from death to ease. But my rude music, which was wont to please some dainty Ares, cannot, with any skill, the dreadful tempest of her wrath appease, nor move the dolphin from her stubborn will. But in her pride she doth persever still, all careless how my life for her decays. Yet with one word she can it save or spill. To spill were pity, but to save were praise. Choose rather to be praised for doing good, than to be blamed for spilling guiltless blood. 39. Sweet smile, the daughter of the Queen of Love, expressing all thy mother's powerful art, with which she wants to temper angry Io, when all the gods he threats with thundering dart, sweet is thy virtue, as thyself sweet art. For when on me thou shinedest late in sadness, a melting pleasance ran through every part, and me revived with heart-robbing gladness. Whilst wrapped with IOY resembling heavenly madness, my soul was ravished quite as in a trance, and, feeling thence no more her sorrow's sadness, fed on the fullness sea of that cheerful glance. More sweet than nectar, or ambrosial meat, seemed every bit which thenceforth I did eat. XL. Mark when she smiles with amiable cheer, and tell me where to can ye liken it, when on each eyelid sweetly do appear 100 graces as in shade to sit. Likest it seemeth, in my simple wit, unto the fair sunshine in summer's day, that, when a dreadful storm away is flit, through the broad world doth spread his goodly ray at sight whereof, each bird that sits on spray, and every beast that to his den was fled, comes forth afresh out of their late dismay, and to the light lift up their drooping head. So my storm-beaten heart likewise is cheered with that sunshine, when cloudy looks are cleared. Footnote. XL. 4. 100 graces. E.K., in his commentary on the Shepherd's Calendar, quotes a line closely resembling this from Spenser's Pageants. 100 graces on her eyelids sat. The same fancy occurs in the Fairy Queen and in the Hymn to Beauty. It is copied from a poem ascribed to Musaeus. C. XLI. Is it her nature, or is it her will, to be so cruel to an humbled foe? If nature, then she may it mend with skill. If will, then she at will forego. But if her nature and her will be so, that she will plague the man that loves her most, and take delight t'encrease a wretch's woe, then all her nature's goodly gifts are lost, and that same glorious beauty's edel boast is but a bait such wretches to beguile, as, being long in her love's tempest toast, she means at last to make her piteous spoil. O fairest fair, let never it be named, that so fair beauty was so foully shamed. Exley. The love which me so cruelly tormenteth so pleasing is in my extremest pain, that, all the more my sorrow it augmenteth, the more I love and do embrace my bane. Nay do I wish, for wishing were but vain, to be acquit fro my continual smart, but I owe her thrall for ever to remain, and yield for pledge my poor and captived heart, the which, that it from her may never start, let her, YF please her, bind with adamant chain, and from all wandering loves, which mote pervert his safe assurance, strongly it restrain. Only let her abstain from cruelty, and do me not before my time to die. XLIII. Shall I, then silent be, or shall I speak? And if I speak, her wrath renew I shall, and if I silent be, my heart will break, or choke be with overflowing gall. What tyranny is this, both my heart to thrall, and eke my tongue with proud restraint to tie, that neither I may speak nor think at all, but like a stupid stock in silence die. Yet I my heart with silence secretly will teach to speak and my just cause to plead, and eke mine A's, with meek humility, love learn letters to her eyes to read, which her deep wit, that true heart's thought can spell, will soon conceive, and learn to construe well. Live. When those renowned noble Peres of Greece through stubborn pride among themselves did IAR, forgetful of the famous golden fleece, then Orpheus with his harp their strife did bar. But this continual, cruel, civil worray the which myself against myself do make, whilst my weak powers of passion's warrior array, no skill can stint, nor reason can aslake. But when in hand my tuneless harp I take, then do I more augment my foes. Despite, and grief renew, and passions do awake to bat-tail, fresh against myself to fight. Mongst W home the more I seek to settle peace, the more I find their malice to increase. XLV. Leave, lady, in your glass of crystal clean your goodly self for evermore to view, and in myself, my inward self I mean, most lively. Like behold your semblant true. Within my heart, though hardly it can show things so divine to view of earthly eye, the fair idea of your celestial hue in every part remains immortally. And were it not that through your cruelty with sorrow dimmed and deformed it were, the goodly mage of your visnomy asterisk, clearer than crystal, would therein appear. But if yourself in me ye plain will see, remove the cause by which your fair beams darkened be. Asterisk visnomy, countenance. XLVI. When my abode's prefixed time is spent, my cruel fair straight bids me wend my way. But then from heaven most hideous storms are sent, as willing me against her will to stay. Whom then shall I, or heaven, or her, obey? The heavens know best what is the best for me, but as she will, whose will my life doth sway, my lower heaven, so it perforce must be. But ye high heavens, that all this sorrow see, sith all your tempests cannot hold me back, assuage your storms, or else both you and she will both together me too sorely rack. Enough it is for one man to sustain the storms which she alone on me doth rain. XLVII. Trust not the treason of those smiling looks, until ye have their guy leffel trains well tried. For they are like but unto golden hooks, that from the foolish fish their baits do hide. So she with flattering smiles weak hearts doth guide unto her love, and tempted to their decay. Home, being caught, she kills with cruel pride, and feeds at pleasure on the wretched prey. Yet even whilst her bloody hands them slay, her eyes look lovely, and upon them smile, that they take pleasure in their cruel play, and, dying, do themselves of pain beguile. O mighty charm! Which makes men love their bane, and think they die with pleasure, live with pain. Exelvi. Innocent paper, whom too cruel hand did make the matter to avenge her wire, and ere she could thy cause well understand, did sacrifice unto the greedy fire. Well worthy thou to have found better hire than so bad end, for heretics ordained, yet heresy nor treason didst conspire, but plead thy maester's cause, unjustly pained, whom she, all careless of his grief, constrained to utter forth the anguish of his heart, and would not Hera, when he to her complay ned the piteous passion of his dying smart. Yet live forever, though against her will, and speak her good, though she requited ill. Ex lix. Fair cruel. Why are ye so fierce and cruel? Is it because your eyes have power to kill? Then know that mercy is the mighty's IOL, and greater glory think to save than spill. But if it be your pleasure and proud will to show the power of your imperious eyes, then not on him that never thought you ill, but bend your force against your enemies. Let them feel the utmost of your cruelties, and kill with looks, as cockatrices do. But him that at your footstool humbled lies, with merciful regard give mercy to. Such mercy shall you make admired to be, so shall you live, by giving life to me. L. Long languishing and double malady of my heart's wound and of my body's grief, there came to me a leech, that would apply fit medicines for my body's best relief. Vain man, quoth I, that hast but little proof asterisk in deep discovery of the mind's disease. Is not the heart of all the body chief, and rules the members as itself doth please? Then with some cordials seek for to appease the inward languor of my wounded heart, and then my body shall have shortly ease. But such sweet cordials passe physician's art. Then, my life's leech, do you your skill reveal, and with one salve both heart and body heal. Asterisk proof, experience. Li. Do I not see that fairest wimages of hardest marble are of purpose made, for that they should endure through many ages, nay let their famous monuments to fade? Why then do I, untrained in lover's trade, her hardness blame, which I should more commend? Sith never aught was excellent essayed which was not hard to chive and bring to end. Nay aught so hard, but he that would attend mote soften it and to his will allure. So do I hope her stubborn heart to bend, and that it then more steadfast will endure. Only my pains will be the more to get her. But, having her, my IOY will be the greater. Lee. So oft as homeward I from her depart, I go like one that, having lost the field, is prisoner led away with heavy heart, despoiled of warlike arms and known shield. So do I now myself a prisoner yield to sorrow and to solitary pain, from presence of my dearest dear exiled, long while alone in languor to remain. There let no thought of IOY, or pleasure vain, dare to approach, that may my solace breed. That sudden dumps asterisk, and dreary sad disdain of all world's gladness, more my torment feed. So I her absence will my penance make, that of her presence I my meed may take. Asterisk sudden, sullen, asterisk dumps, lamentations, liii. The panther, knowing that his spotted hide doth please all beasts, but that his looks them fray, within a bush his dreadful head doth hide, to let them gaze, whilst he on them may prey. Right so my cruel fair with me doth play, for with the goodly semblance of her hue she doth allure me to mine own decay, and then no mercy will unto me show. Great shame it is, things so divine in view, made for to be the world's most ornament, to make the bait her gazers to embrew. Good shames to be to ill an instrument. But mercy doth with beauty best agree, as in their maker ye them best may see. Frighten. Live. Of this world's theatre in which we stay, my love, like the spectator, ydly sits, beholding me, that all the pageants play, disguising diversly my troubled wits. Sometimes I IOY when glad occasion fits, and mask in mirth like to a comedy. Soon after, when my IOY to sorrow flits, I waylay, and make my woes a tragedy. Yet she, beholding me with constant eye, delights not in my mirth, nor rues my smart. But when I laugh, she mocks, and when I cry, she laughs, and hardens evermore her heart. What then can move her? If nor mirth, nor moan, she is no woman, but a senseless stone. LV. So oft as I her beauty do behold, and therewith do her cruelty compare, I marvel of what substance was the mold the which her made at once so cruel fair. Not earth, for her high thoughts more heavenly are, not water, for her love doth burn like fire, not air, for she is not so light or rare, not fire, for she doth freeze with faint desire. Then needs another element inquire, whereof she mote be made. That is, the sky. For to the heaven her haughty looks aspire, and eke her love is pure immortal high. Then sith to heaven ye likened are the best, be like in mercy as in all the rest. LVI. Fair ye be sure, but cruel and unkind, as is a tigre, that with greediness hunts after bloud, when he by chance doth find a feeble beast, doth felly him oppress. Fair be ye sure, but proud and pitiless, as is a storme, that all things doth prostrate, finding a tree alone all comfortless, beats on it strongly, it to ruin it. Fair be ye sure, but hard and obstinate, as is a rock amidst the raging floods, gainst which a ship, of succor desolate, doth suffer wreck both of herself and goods. That ship, that tree, and that same beast, am I, whom ye do wreck, do ruin, and destroy. LVII. Sweet warrior, when shall I have peace with you? High time it is this worray now ended were, which I no longer can endure to sue, nay your incessant battery more to bear. So weak my powers, so sore my wounds, appear, that wonder is how I should live IOT, seeing my heart through launched everywhere with thousand arrows which your A's have shot. Yet shoot ye sharply still, and spare me not, but glory think to make these cruel stores asterisk. Ye cruel one, what glory can be got, in slaying him that would live gladly yours? Make peace therefore, and grant me timely grace, that all my wounds will heal in little space. Asterisk stores, agitations. LVIII. By her that is most assured to herself. Weak is t'assurance that weak flesh reposeth in her own powery, and scorneth others' aid, that soonest fouls, when as she most supposeth herself assured, and is of not afraid, all flesh is frail, and all her strength unstayed, like a vain bubble blown up with air. Devouring time and changeful chance have prayed asterisk her glorious pride, that none may it repair. Nay, none so rich or wise, so strong or fair, but fail TB, trusting on his own assurance, and he that standeth on the highest stair falls lowest, for on earth not hath endurance. Why then do ye, proud fair, misdeem so far, that to yourself ye most assured are? Footnote. LVIII. By her, and c. By is perhaps a misprint for two, or this title may belong to sonnet licks. H. Asterisk prayed upon. Licks. Thrice happy she that is so well assured unto herself, and settled so in heart, that neither will for better be allured, nay feared with worse to any chance to start. But, like a steady ship, doth strongly part the raging waves, and seps her course aright, nay aught for tempest doth from it depart, nay aught for fairer weather's false delight. Such self-assurance need not fear the spite of grudging foes, nay favor seek of friends, but in the stay of her own steadfast might, neither to one herself nor other bends. Most happy she that most assured doth rest, but he most happy who such one loves best. LX. They that in course of heavenly spheres are skilled to every planet point his sundry year, in which her circle's voyage is fulfilled, as Mars in 60 years doth run his sphere. So, since the winged god his planet clear began in me to move, 1 year is spent, the which doth longer unto me appear, than all those 40 which my life outwent. Then, by that count which lovers' books invent, the sphere of Cupid 40 years contains, which I have wasted in long languishment, that seemed the longer for my greater pains. But let my love's fair planet short her ways this year ensuing, or else short my days. Footnote. LX. 4. As Mars in 60 years. I do not understand Spenser's astronomy. C. LXI. The glorious image of the Maker's beauty, my sovereign sane, the idol of my thought, dare not henceforth, above the bounds of duty, to accuse of pride, or rashly blame for aught. For being, as she is, divinely wrought, and of the brood of angels heavenly born, and with the crew of blessed saints upbrought, each of which did her with their gifts adorn, the bud of Ioy, the blossom of the morn, the beam of light, whom mortal eyes admire, what reason is it then but she should scorn base things, that to her love too bold aspire? Such heavenly forms ought rather worshipped be, than dare be loved by men of mean degree. LXII. The weary year his race now having run, the new begins his compassed course anew, with show of morning mild he bath begun, betokening peace and plenty to enso. So let us, which this change of weather view, change eke our minds, and former lives amend. The old year's sins forepast let us eschew, and fly the faults with which we did offend. Then shall the new year's IOY forth freshly send into the glooming world his gladsome ray, and all these storms, which now his beauty blend, shall turn to calms, and timely clear away. So, likewise, love, cheer you your heavy sprite, and change old year's annoy to new delight. Asterisk blend, blemish. LXIII. After long storms and tempests sad assay, which hardly I endured heretofore, in dread of death, and dangerous dismay, with which my silly bark was tossed sore, I do at length descry the happy shore, in which I hope ere long for to arrive, fair soil it seems from far, and fraught with store of all that dear and dainty is alive. Most happy he that can at last hive the IOU's safety of so sweet a rest, whose least delight sufficed to deprive remembrance of all pains which him oppressed. All pains are nothing in respect of this, all sorrows short that gain eternal bliss. Lxiv. Coming to kiss her lips, such grace I found. Me seemed I smelt a garden of sweet flowers, that dainty odors from them threw around, for damsels fit to dick their lovers' bores. Her lips did smell like unto gillyflowers, her ruddy cheeks like unto roses red, her snowy brows like budded bellamores, her lovely eyes like pinks but newly spread, her goodly bosom like a strawberry bed, her neck like to a bunch of columbines, her breast like lilies, ere their leaves be shed, her nipples like young blossom jessamines. Such fragrant flowers do give most odorous smell, but her sweet odor did them all excel. Footnote. Lxiv. 7. Bellamores. I have not discovered what flower is here meant. See. Lxv. The doubt which ye misdeem, fair love, is vain, that fondly fear to lose your liberty, when, losing one, two liberties ye gain, and make him bond that bondage erst did fly. Sweet be the bands the which true love doth tie, without constraint are dread of any ill. The gentle birdie feels no captivity within her cage, but sings, and feeds her fill. Their pride dare not approach, nor discord spill the league twixt them that loyal love hath bound, but simple truth and mutual good will seeks with sweet peace to salve each other's wound. Their faith doth fearless dwell in bracen tour, and spotless pleasure builds her sacred bower. Lxvi. To all those happy blessings which ye have with plenteous hand by heaven upon you thrown, this one disparagement they to you gave, that ye your love lent to so mean a one. Ye, whose high worth surpassing paragon could not on earth have found one fit for mate, nay but in heaven matchable to none, why did ye stoop unto so lowly state? But ye thereby much greater glory gate, than had ye sorted with a prince's purr. For now your light doth more itself dilate, and, in my darkness, greater doth appear. Yet, since your light hath once enlumined me, with my reflex yours shall increased be. Lxvii. Like as a huntsman, after weary chase, seeing the game from him escaped away, sits down to rest him in some shady place, with panting hounds, beguiled of their prey, so, after long pursuit and vain assay, when I all weary had the chase forsook, the gentle deer returned the self same way, thinking to quench her thirst at the next brook. There she, beholding me with milder look, sought not to fly, but fearless still did bide, till I in hand her yet half trembling took, and with her own goodwill her firmly tied. Strange thing, me seemed, to see a beast so wild so goodly won, with her own will beguiled. Lxvii most glorious Lord of life. That on this day didst make thy triumph over death and sin, and, having harrowed hell, didst bring away captivity thence captive, us to win, this IOU's day, dear Lord, with IOI begin, and grant that we, for whom thou didst die, being with thy dear blood clean washed from sin, may live forever in felicity, and that thy love we weighing worthily, may likewise love thee for the same again, and for thy sake, that all like dear did spy. With love may one another entertain. So let us love, dear love, like as we ought. Love is the lesson which the Lord us taught. Harrowed, despoiled. Lxix. The famous warriors of the antique world used trophies to erect in stately wise, in which they would the records have enrolled of their great deeds and valorous emprise. What trophy then shall I most fit devise, in which I may record the memory of my love's conquest, peerless beauty's prize, adorned with honor, love, and chastity. Even this verse, vowed to eternity, shall be thereof immortal monument, and tell her praise to all posterity, that may admire such world's rare wonderment. The happy purchase of my glorious spoil, gotten at last with labor and long toil. Lxx. Fresh spring, the herald of love's mighty king, in whose coat armor richly are displayed all sorts of flowers the which on earth do spring, in goodly colors gloriously arrayed, go to my love, where she is careless laid, yet in her winter's bower not well awake. Tell her the IOU's time will not be stayed, unless she do him by the forelock take. Bid her therefore herself soon ready make, to wait on love amongst his lovely crew, where every one that misseth then her make asterisk shall be by him immersed with penance due. Make haste therefore, sweet love, while it is prime. For none can call again the past time. Asterisk make, mate. Asterisk prime, spring. Lxxi. IOY to see how, in your drawin work, yourself unto the bee ye do compare, and me unto the spider, that doth lurk and close await, to catch her unaware. Rights yourself were caught in cunning snare of a dear foe, and thralled to his love, in whose strait bands ye now captived are so firmly, that ye never may remove. But as your work is woven all about with woodbine flowers and fragrant eglantine, so sweet your prison you in time shall prove, with many dear delights bedecked fine, and all thenceforth eternal peace shall see between the spider and The gentle bee, LXXII. Oft when my spirit doth spread her bolder winges, in mind to mount up to the purest sky, it down is weighed with thought of earthly things, and clogged with burden of mortality. Where, when that sovereign beauty it doth spy, resembling heaven's glory in her light, drawn with sweet pleasures bait it back doth fly, and unto heaven forgets her former flight. There my fraile fancy, fed with full delight, doth bathe in bliss, and mantielsi the most at ease. Nay thinks of other heaven, but how it might her heart's desire with most contentment please. Heart need not wish none other happiness, but here on earth to have such heaven's bliss. LXXII being myself. Captived here in care, my heart, whom none with servile bands can tie, but the fair tresses of your golden hair. Breaking his prison, forth to you doth fly. Like as a bird, that in one's hand doth spy desired food, to it doth make his flight, even so my heart, that wont on your fair eye to feed his fill, flies back unto your sight. Do you him take, and in your bosom bright gently encage, that he may be your thrall. Perhaps he there may learn, with rare delight, to sing your name and praises over all. That it hereafter may you not repent, him lodging in your bosom to have lent. LXXIV most happy letters. Fram, D by skillful trade, with which that happy name was first. Descend the which 3 times thrice happy hath me made, with gifts of body, fortune, and of mind. The first ray being to me gave by kind, from mother's womb derived by due descent. The second is my sovereign queen most kind, that honor and large richesse to me lent. The third my love, my life's last ornament, by whom my spirit out of dust was raised, to speak her praise and glory excellent, of all alive most worthy to be praised. Ye 3 Elizabeths, forever live, that 3 such graces did unto me give. LXXV. One day I wrote her name upon the strand, but came the waves and washed it away. Again I wrote it with a second hand, but came the tide, and made my pains his prey. Vain man, said she, that doest in vain assay immortal things so to immortalize. For I myself shall like to this decay, and eke my name be wiped out likewise. Not so, quod I. Let baser things devise to die in dust, but you shall live by fame. My verse your virtues rare shall eternize, and in the heavens write your glorious name. Where, when as death shall all the world subdue, our love shall live, and later life renew. LXXVI fair bosom. Fraught with virtue's richest treasure, the nest of love, the lodging of delight, the bower of bliss, the paradise of pleasure, the sacred harbor of that heavenly sprite, how was I ravished with your lovely sight, and my frail thoughts too rashly led astray, whilst diving deep through amorous insight, on the sweet spoil of beauty they did prey, and twixt her paps, like early fruit in May, whose harvests seemed to hasten now apace, they loosely did their wanton winges display, and there to rest themselves did boldly place. Sweet thoughts, I envy your so happy rest, which oft I wished, yet never was so blessed. LXXVII. Was it a dream, or did I see it plain? A goodly table of pure evora, all spread with junkets fit to entertain the greatest prince with pompous royalty. Mongst which, there in a silver dish did lie 2 golden apples of unvalued asterisk price, far passing those which Hercules came by, or those which Atalanta did entice, exceeding sweet, yet void of sinful vice, that many sought, yet none could ever taste. Sweet fruit of pleasure, brought from paradise by love himself, and in his garden plaste. Her breast that table was, so richly spread. My thoughts the guests, which would thereon have fed. Asterisk unvalued. Invaluable, LXXVII lacking my love, I go from place to place, like a young fawn that late hath lost the hind, and seek each where last I saw her face, whose why mage yet I carry fresh in mind. I seek the fields with her late footing synd, I seek her bower with her late presence decked. Yet nor in field nor bower I can her find, yet field and bower are full of her aspect. But when mine eyes either runto direct, they ydly back return to me again, and when I hope to see their true object, I find myself but fed with fancies vain. Cease then, mine eyes, to seek herself to see, and let my thoughts behold herself in me. LXXIX men call you fair. And you do credit it, for that yourself ye daily such do see. But the true fair, that is the gentle wit and virtuous mind, is much more praised of me. For all the rest, however fair it be, shall turn to naught and lose that glorious hue. But only that is permanent, and free from frail corruption that doth flesh enso. That is true beauty. That doth argue you to be divine, and born of heavenly seed, derived from that fair spirit from whom all true and perfect beauty did at first proceed. He only fair, and what he fair hath made. All other fair, like flowers, untimely fade. LXXXX after so long a race as I have run through fairy land, which those 6 books compile, give leave to rest me being half fordon, and gather to myself new breath awhile. Then, as a steed refreshed after toil, out of my prison I will break anew, and stoutly will that second work assoil asterisk, with strong endeavor and attention do. Till then give leave to me in pleasant Muse asterisk to sport my muse, and sing my love's sweet praise, the contemplation of whose heavenly hue my spirit to an higher pitch will raise. But let her praises yet be low and mean, fit for the handmaid of the fairy queen. Asterisk asoil, discharge. Asterisk Muse, prison, retreat. LXXXI. Fair is my love, when her fair golden hairs with the loose wind ye waving chance to mark. Fair, when the rose in her red cheeks appears, or in her eyes the fire of love does spark. Fair, when her breast, like a rich laden bark, with precious merchandise she forth doth lay. Fair, when that cloud of pride, which oft doth dark her goodly light, with smiles she drives away. But fairest she, when so she doth display the gate with pearls and rubies richly dight, through which her words so wise do make their way, to bear the message of her gentle sprite. The rest be works of nature's wonderment, but this the work of heart's astonishment. LXXXII. Joy of my life, full oft for loving you I bless my lot, that was so lucky placed, but then the more your own mishap I rue, that are so much by so mean love embased. For had the equal heavens so much you graced in this as in the rest, ye mote invent some heavenly wit, whose verse could have enchased your glorious name in golden monument. But since ye deigned so goodly to relent to me your thrall, in whom is little worth, that little that I am shall all be spent in setting your immortal praises forth, whose lofty argument, uplifting me, shall lift you up unto an high degree. Asterisk invent, light upon, find. LXXXII let not one spark of filthy lustful fire break out, that may her sacred peace molest. Nay one light glance of sensual desire attempt to work her gentle minds unrest. But pure affections bred in spotless breast, and modest thoughts breath from well-tempered spirits, go visit her in her chaste bower of rest, accompanied with angelic delightus. There fill yourself with those most IOU's sights, the which myself could never yet attain, but speak no word to her of these sad plights, which her too constant stiffness doth constrain. Only behold her rare perfection, and bless your fortune's fair election. LXXXIV. The world, that cannot deem of worthy things, when I do praise her, say I do but flatter. So does the cuckoo, when the mavis sings, begin his witless note apace to clatter. But they, that skill not of so heavenly matter, all that they know not, envy or admire. Rather than envy, let them wonder at her, but not to deem of her desert aspire. Deep in the closet of my parts entire asterisk, her worth is written with a golden quill, that me with heavenly fury doth inspire, and my glad mouth with her sweet praises fill, which when his fame in her shrill trump shall thunder, let the world choose to envy or to wonder. Asterisk mavis, song thrush. Asterisk entire, inward. LXXXV. Venomous tongue, tipped with vile adder's sting, of that self kynd with which the Furies fell, their snaky heads do coom, from which a spring of poisoned words and spiteful speeches well, let all the plagues and horrid pains of hell upon thee fall for thine accursed hire, that with false forged lies, which thou didst tell, in my true love did stir up coals of wire, the sparks whereof let kindle thine own fire, and, catching hold on thine own wicked bed, consume thee quite, that didst with guile conspire in my sweet peace such breaches to have bred. Shame be thy meed, and mischief thy reward, due to thyself, that it for me prepared. LXXXVI. Since I did leave the presence of my love, many long weary days I have outworn, and many nights, that slowly seem to move their sad protract from evening until morn. For, when as day the heaven doth adorn, I wish that night the no-use day would end. And when as night hath us of light forlorn, I wish that day would shortly reascend. Thus I the time with expectation spend, and feign my grief with changes to beguile, that further seems his terme still to extend, and maketh every minute seem a mile. So sorrow still doth seem too long to last, but IOU's oars do fly away too fast. LXXXVII. Since I have lacked the comfort of that light the which was wont to lead my thoughts astray, I wander as in darkness of the night, afraid of every danger's least dismay. Nay aught I see, though in the clearest day, when others gaze upon their shadows vain, but only image of that heavenly ray whereof some glance doth in mine eye remain. Of which beholding the Edea plain, through contemplation of my purest part, with light thereof I do myself sustain, and thereon feed my love affamished heart. But with such brightness while I fill my mind, I starve my body, and mine eyes do blind. LXXXVII. Like as the culver on the bared bough sits mourning for the absence of her mate, and in her songs sends many a wishful vow for his returns, that seems to linger late, so I alone, how left disconsolate, mourn to myself the absence of my love, and wandering here and there all desolate, seek with my plans to match that mournful dove nay IOY of aught that under heaven doth hove asterisk, can comfort me, but her own IOU's sight, whose sweet aspect both God and man can move, in her unspotted pleasons to delight. Dark is my day, whiles her fair light I miss, and dead my life that wants such lively bliss. Asterisk culver, dove. Asterisk hove, hover, exist. Epithalamion. Ye learned sisters, which have oftentimes been to me aiding, others to adorn whom ye thought worthy of your graceful rhymes, that even the greatest did not greatly scorn to hear their names sung in your simple lays, but ioyed in their praise, and when ye list your own mishaps to mourn, which death, or love, or fortune's wreck did raise, your string could soon to sadder tenor turn, and teach the woods and waters to lament your doleful derriment. Now lay those sorrowful complaints aside, and having all your heads with garlands crowned, help me mine own love's praises to resound. Nay, let the same of any be envied, so Orpheus did for his own bride, so I unto myself alone will sing, the woods shall to me answer, and my echo ring. Early, before the world's light giving lamp his golden beam upon the hills doth spread, having dispersed the night's uncheerful dampy, do ye awake, and, with fresh lust-eyed, go to the bower of my beloved love, my truest turtle-dove. Bid her awake, for Hymen is awake, and long since ready forth his mask to move, with his bright ted asterisk that flames with many a flake, and many a bachelor to wait on him, in their fresh garments trim. Bid her awake therefore, and soon her dight asterisk, for lo the wished day is come at last, that shall for all the pains and sorrows past pay to her usury of long delight, and while she doth her dight, do ye to her of Ioy and solace sing, that all the woods may answer, and your echo ring. Asterisk ted, torch. Asterisk dight, deck. Bring with you all the nymphes that you can hera, both of the rivers and the forests green, and of the sea that neighbors to her near, all with gay girlands goodly well beseen asterisk. And let them also with them bring in hand another gay girland, for my fair love, of lilies and of roses, bound true love wise with a blue silk riband. And let them make great store of bridal poses, and let them eke bring store of other flowers, to deck the bridal bowers, and let the ground whereas her foot shall tread, for fear the stones her tender foot should wrong, be strewed with fragrant flowers all along, and deprivd asterisk like the discolored mead. Which done, do at her chamber door await, for she will waken straight. The whiles do ye this song unto her sing, the woods shall to you answer, and your echo ring. Asterisk basine, adorned. Asterisk deprivd, variegated. Ye nymphes of Mulla, which with careful heed the silver scaly trouts do tend full well, and greedy pikes which use therein to feed, those trouts and pikes all others do excel. And ye likewise which keep the rushy lake, where none do fishes take, bind up the locks the which hang scattered light, and in his waters, which your mirror make, behold your faces as the crystal bright, that when you come whereas my love doth lie, no blemish she may spee. And eke, ye lightfoot maids which keep the deer that on the hoary mountain use to tour, and the wild wolves, which seek them to devour, with your steel darts do chase from coming near, be also present here, to help to dick her, and to help to sing, that all the woods may answer, and your echo ring. Wake now, my love, awake, for it is time. The rosy morn long since left Tithon's bed, all ready to her silver coach to climb, and Phoebus gins to show his glorious head. Hark, how the cheerful birds do chaunt their lays, and carol of love's praise. The merry lark here matins sings aloft, the thrush replies, the mavis descant asterisk plays, the ouzelet shrills, the ruddock dollar warbles soft, so goodly all agree, with sweet consent, to this day's merriment. Ah, my dear love, why do ye sleep thus long, when meeter were that ye should now awake, te wait the coming of your IOUs make, percent and hearken to the bird's love-learned song, the dewy leaves among, for they of Ioy and pleasance to you sing, that all the woods them answer, and their echo ring. Asterisk mavis, song thrush. Asterisk descant, variation. At ouzel, blackbird. Dollar ruddock, redbreast. Percent make, mate. My love is now awake out of her dream, and her fair eyes, like stars that dimmed were with darksome cloud, now showth their goodly beams more bright than Hesperus' head doth reary. Come now, ye damsels, daughters of delight, help quickly her to dight. But first come, ye fair oars, which were begot, in Io's sweet paradise, of day and night, which do the seasons of the year allot, and all that ever in this world is. Fair do make and still repay her, and ye three handmaids of the Cyprian queen, the which do still adorn her beauty's pride, help to adorn my beautifulest bride. And, as ye her array, still throw between some graces to be seen, and, as ye use to Venus, to her sing, the whiles the woods shall answer, in your echo ring. Now is my love already forth to come. Let all the virgins therefore well await, and ye fresh boys, that tend upon her groom, prepare yourselves, for he is coming straight. Set all your things in seemly good array, fit for so Ioy full day, the joyfulst day that ever sun did see. Fair sun, show forth thy favorable ray, and let thy liffle asterisk heat not fervent b. For fear of burning her sunshiny face, her beauty to disgrace. O fairest Phoebus, father of the Muse, if ever I did honor thee aright, or sing the thing that mote thy mind delight, do not thy servant's simple boon refuse, but let this day, let this one day, be mine. Let all the rest be thine. Then I thy sovereign praises loud will sing, that all the woods shall answer, and their echo ring. Glyphal, life full. Hark, how the minstrels gin to shrill aloud their merry music that resounds from far, the pipe, the tabor, and the trembling crowd, that well agree withouten breach or iar. But most of all the damsels do delight, when they their timbrels smite, and thereunto do dance and carol sweet, that all the senses they do ravish quite. The whiles the boys run up and down the street, crying aloud with strong confused noise, as if it were one voice, Hymen, Eo Hymen, Hymen, they do shout, that even to the heavens their shouting shrill doth reach, and all the firmament doth fill, to which the people, standing all about, as in approvance, do thereto applaud, and loud advance her laud, and evermore they, Hymen, Hymen, sing, that all the woods them answer, and their echo ring. Crowed, violin. Lo a. Where she comes along with portly pace, like Phoebe, from her chamber of the east, arising forth to run her mighty race, clad all in white, that seems a virgin best. So well it her beseems, that ye would ween some angel she had been. Her long loose yellow locks like golden wire, sprinkled with pearl, and purling flowers atween, do like a golden mantle her attire, and, being crowned with a girland green, seem like some maiden queen. Her modest eyes, abashed to behold so many gazers as on her do stare, upon the lowly ground affixed are, ne dare lift up her countenance too bold, but blush to hear her praises sung so loud, so far from being proud. Nathless do ye still loud her praises sing, that all the woods may answer, in your echo ring. Tell me, ye merchants' daughters, did ye see so fair a creature in your town before? So sweet, so lovely, and so mild as she, adorned with beauty's grace and virtue store? Her goodly eyes like sapphires shining bright, her forehead evora white, her cheeks like apples which the sun hath rutted, her lips like cherries, charming men to bite, her breast like to a bowl of cream uncrowded asterisk, her paps like lilies budded, her snowy neck like to a marble tour, and all her body like a palace fair, ascending up, with many a stately stair, to honor's seat and chastity's sweet bower. Why stand ye still, ye virgins, in amaze, upon her so to gaze, whiles ye forget your former lay to sing, to which the woods did answer, in your echo ring? Uncrowded, uncurdled, Vir. 168. In your town. The marriage seems to have taken place in Cork, and we might infer from this passage that the heroine of the song was a merchant's daughter. C. But if ye saw that which no eyes can see, the inward beauty of her lively sprite, garnished with heavenly gifts of high degree, much more then would ye wonder at that sight, and stand astonished like to those which read Medusae's maceful bed. There dwells sweet love, and constant chastity, unspotted faith, and comely womanhood, regard of honor, and mild modesty. Their virtue reigns as queckney in royal throne, and giveth laws alone, the which the base affections do obey, and yield their services unto her will. Be thought of tilings uncomely ever may thereto approach to tempt her mind to ill. Had ye once seen these her celestial treasures, and unrevealed pleasures, then would ye wonder, and her praises sing, that all the woods should answer, in your echo ring. Red, saw. Open the temple gates unto my love, open them wide that she may enter in, and all the postes adorn as doth behove, and all the pillars deck with girlands trim, for to receive this saint with honor due, that cometh into you. With trembling steps and humble reverence, she cometh in before Talmighty's view. Of her, ye virgins, learn obedience, whence ye come into those holy places, to humble your proud faces. Bring her up to high altar, that she may the sacred ceremonies there partake, the which do endless matrimony make, and let the roaring organs loudly play the praises of the Lord in lively notes. The whiles, with hollow throats, the choristers the IOU's anthems sing, that all the woods may answer, and their echo ring. Behold, while she before the altar stands, hearing the holy priest that to her speaks and blesseth her with his two happy hands, how the red roses flush up in her cheeks, and the pure snow with goodly vermil stain, like crimson dyde in grain, that even the angels, which continually about the sacred altar do remain, forget their service and about her fly, oft a peeping in her face, that seems more fair the more they on it stare. But her sad eyes, still fastened on the ground, are governed with goodly modesty, that suffers not one look to glance awry, which may let in a little thought unso wnd. Why blush ye, love, to give to me your hand, the pledge of all our band? Sing, ye sweet angels, alleluia sing, that all the woods may answer, in your echo ring. Sad, serious. Now all is done. Bring home the bride again. Bring home the triumph of our victory. Bring home with you the glory of her game, with joyance bring her and with iolity. Never had man more ioi full day than this, whom heaven would heap with bliss. Make feast therefore now all this live long day, this day for ever to me holy is. Pour out the wine without restraint or stay, pour not by cups, but by the belly full, pour out to all that wool asterisk, and sprinkle all the posts and walls with wine, that they may sweat, and drunken be withal. Crown ye God, Bacchus with a coronal, and Hymen also crown with wreaths of vine, and let the Graces dance unto the rest, for they can do it best. The whiles the maidens doth their carols sing, to which the woods shall answer, and their echo ring. Asterisk wool, will. Ring ye the bells, ye young men of the town, and leave your wonted labors for this day. This day is holy. Do ye write it down, that ye forever it remember may. This day the sun is in his chiefest height, with Barnaby the bright, from whence declining daily by degrees, he somewhat loatheth of his heat and light, when once the crab behind his back he sees. But for this time it ill ordained was, to choose the longest day in all the year, and shortest night, when longest fitter wear, yet never day so long, but late would passe. Ring ye the bells to make it wear away, and bonfires make all day, and dance about them, and about them sing, that all the woods may answer, in your echo ring. Asterisk Vir. 266. Barnaby the Bright. The difference between the old and new style at the time this poem was written was 10 days. The summer solstice therefore fell on St. Barnabas's Day, the 11th of June, c. When will this long weary day have end, and lend me leave to come unto my love? How slowly do the oars their numbers spend? How slowly does sad time his feathers move? Hast thee, O fairest planet, to thy home, within the western foam. Thy tired steeds long since have need of rest. Long though it be, at last I see it gloom, and the bright evening star with golden crease appear out of the east. Fair child of beauty, glorious lamp of love, that all the host of heaven in ranks dost lead, and guidest lovers through the night's sad dread, how cheerfully thou lookest from above, and seemest to laugh atween thy twinkling light, as yoing in the sight of these glad many, which for ioi do sing, that all the woods them answer, and their echo ring. Now see us, ye damsels, your delights forepast. Enough it is that all the day was yours. Now day is dune, and night is nighing fast. Now bring the bride into the bridal boors. The night is come. Now soon her disarray, and in her bed her lay. Lay her in lilies and in violets, and silken curtains over her display, and odored sheets, and arras coverlets. Behold how goodly my fair loved is lee, in proud humility. Like unto Maya, when as I of her took in Tempe, lying on the flowery graw, twixt sleep and wake, after she weary was with bathing in the Acidalian brook. Now it is night, ye damsels may be gone, and leave my love alone, and leave likewise your former lay to sing. The woods no more shall answer, nor your echo ring. Now welcome, night, thou night so long expected, that long day's labor doest at last defray, and all my cares, which cruel love collected, hast summed in one, and cancelled for aye. Spread thy broad wing over my love and me, that no man may us see, and in thy sable mantle us enwrap, from fear of peril and foul horror free. Let no false treason seek us to entrap, nor any dread disquiet once annoy the safety of our ioi. But let the night be calm and quietsome, without tempestuous storms or sad affray. Like as when Iove with fair Alamina lay, when he begot the great Tyranthian groom, or like as when he with thyself did lie, and begot Majesty, and let the maids and young men cease to sing. Nay, let the woods them answer, nor their echo ring. Let no lamenting cries, nor doleful tears, be heard all night within, nor yet without. Nay, let false whispers, breeding hidden fears, break gentle sleep with misconceived doubt. Let no deluding dreams, nor dreadful sights, make sudden sad affrights. No let house fires, nor lightning's helpless harms, nay let the pauk, nor other evil sprites, nay let mischievous witches with their charms, nay let hobgoblins, names whose sense we see not, fray us with things that be not. Let not the shreech owl, nor the stork, be heard, nor the night raven, that still deadly yells, nor damned ghosts, called up with mighty spells, nor grisly vultures, make us once afeard. Nay let t'unpleasant choir of frogs still crocking make us to wish their choking. Let none of these their dreary accents sing. Nay, let the woods them answer, nor their echo ring. Vir. 341. The pauk, puck is a generic term, signifying fiend, or mischievous imp, is Robin Goodfellow. C. But let still silence true night watches keep, that sacred peace. May in assurance reign, and timely sleep, when it is time to sleep, may pour his limbs forth on your pleasant plain. The whiles 100 little winged loves, like divers feathered doves, shall fly and flutter round about the bed, and in the secret dark, that none reproves, their pretty steels shall work, and snares shall spread to filch away. Sweet snatches of delight, concealed through covert night. Ye zonas of Venus, play your sports at will. For greedy pleasure, careless of your toys, thinks more upon her paradise of joys, than what ye do, albeit good or ill. All night, therefore, attend your merry play, for it will soon be day. Now none doth hinder you, that say or sing. Nay will the woods now answer, nor your echo ring. Who is the same which at my window peeps? Or whose is that fair face that shines so bright? Is it not Cynthia, she that never sleeps, but walks about high heaven all the night? O fairest goddess! Do thou not envy my love with me to spy, for thou likewise didst love, though now unthought, and for a fleece of wool, which privily the Latmian shepherd once unto thee brought, his pleasures with thee wrought. Therefore to us be favorable now, and sith of women's labors thou hast charge, and generation goodly dost enlarge, incline thy will to effect our wishful vow, and the chaste womb inform with timely seed, that may our comfort breed, till which we cease our hopeful hap to sing, nay let the woods us answer, nor our echo ring. *ie Endymion. And now, great Iuno, which with awful might the laws of wedlock still dost patronize, and the religion of the faith first plight with sacred rites hast taught to solemnize, and eke for comfort often called art of women in their smart, eternally bind thou this lovely band, and all thy blessings unto us impart. And thou, glad genius, in whose gentle hand the bridal bower and genial bed remain, without blemish or stain, and the sweet pleasures of fair love's delight with secret aid dost succor and supply, till they bring forth the fruitful progeny, send us the timely fruit of this same night, and thou, fair Hebe, and thou, Hymen free, grant that it may so be, till which we cease your further praise to sing, nay any woods shall answer, nor your echo ring. And ye high heavens, the temple of the gods, in which 1,000 torches flaming bright do burn, that to us wretched earthly clods in dreadful darkness lend desired light, and all ye powers which in the same remain, more than we men can feign, pour out your blessing on us plenteously, and happy influence upon us reign, that we may raise a large posterity, which from the earth, which they may long possess with lasting happiness, up to your haughty palaces may mount, and for the guerdon of their glorious merit, may heavenly tabernacles there inherit, of blessed saints for to increase the count. So let us rest, sweet love, in hope of this, and cease till then our timely joys to sing. The woods no more us answer, nor our echo ring. Song, made in lieu of many ornaments with which my love should duly have been decked, which cutting off through hasty accidents, ye would not stay your due time to expect, but promised both to recompense, be unto her a goodly ornament, and for short time an endless monument.